Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the biggest nose, still recovering from losing my voice, Jay-Z Courtside, coming at y'all today on Friday. It's Friday already. Wow. Friday, February 13th, 9 a.m. Eastern. I hope everybody's having a phenomenal start to their day, to their weekend, to All-Star Weekend. I hope everybody is excited, moderately excited for the festivities that we have coming here this weekend. Now, today's episode is going to be a tad different. We're going to talk, I just have a couple points on the last night games. They were very boring overall, but we will be talking briefly about a couple notes that I took. But predominantly, this episode is going to be surrounded about the All-Star game. So today's podcast probably isn't going to be as long as you guys are normally used to. We are going to be discussing the events. We're going to be talking about the trends of them. And then I will give my predicted winner of each event, as well as the official All-Star game. All right. So I want you guys to obviously enjoy this show and let me know things. Let me know like your opinion on some certain topics as we get through this episode. All right. Now, podcast listeners, be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. TikTok, YouTube, be sure to drop a like, follow, subscribe, whatever platform that you guys are watching on. And Twitch, you guys have the easiest job in the world. All you guys got to do is sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the show. Up first, we are going to talk about any takeaways we have from last night's basketball games. Like I said, they weren't that entertaining, but it's okay. We're going to talk briefly about a couple notes that I took. First and foremost, the Bucks beating the Oklahoma City Thunder, giving the Oklahoma City Thunder their 14th loss of the season. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because before we talk about the game, we got to talk about an important detail that shall not go unnoticed. The Detroit Pistons now have the highest winning percentage in the entire NBA. The Pistons have less losses than the Oklahoma City Thunder heading into All-Star break. Now, as a Pistons fan, I have to share this because, the Pistons had 8 wins going into the All-Star break just 2 seasons ago. They had 8 wins going into the All-Star break. They were fresh off a 28-game losing streak, and the Pistons at that point in time, heading into the All-Star break, lost 35 out of their 36 games. I got to repeat that one more time. Not only did they lose 28 in a row, but they lost 35 out of their last 36 games heading into the All-Star break. And now, going into the All-Star break just 2 years later, they are leading the NBA in best record going into the... That's just unbelievable. That's just unbelievable. I have to give my team credit. As much as I talk down on them, as much as I point out their flaws, as a fan of the Pistons, as a fan of the NBA, I genuinely believe that I have to give credit where credit is due because what we're seeing right now is historic. It's historical. It speaks volumes how far they really came along, and that's why I believe JB Bickerstaff should be undisputed coach of the year if it keeps up, and that's why I believe Cade Cunningham should be more tout after as being the MVP of the NBA. Now, about last night's game with the Bucks and Thunder, this was a blowout, so don't let this 17-point loss fool you. This was a blowout for almost the entire game. And for the Bucks, it was really an all-around effort, but I do want to give 2 special shout-outs. I want to give a special shout-out to Jericho Sims. He's been balling lately. And on top of all of that, Ousmane Dieng. You guys know he got traded from the Oklahoma City Thunder. And my God, wow, what a find. What a find. He's been incredible. 19 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 4 blocks, 3 for 6 from deep, and 7 for 12 from the field. That is just unbelievable. I think Milwaukee Bucks fans are feeling really good about these 2 games. Cam Thomas didn't have a good game last night, but that's okay. He went crazy the night before. It was an all-around team effort. Now, of course, I have to say this. The Thunder didn't have Isaiah Hartenstein, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, J-Dub, or AJ Mitchell. But Nikola Topic made his NBA debut after getting his full round of chemo. Nikola Topic had testicular cancer, and he got diagnosed, I think during training camp, and he went through all of the chemo, went through all of that, went through the recovery, went through remission, and he's back on the NBA court, and he had his first ever NBA points. Congratulations to him. You guys got to remember, this shit is way, 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 way deeper than basketball. It's way more than just basketball. That's just an unbelievable story. And I hope for nothing but a long career and success and prosperity for him. Because that's a story, man. That's a story. To come back from just having chemo done 2 months ago to scoring in an NBA game, that's unbelievable. Back on the Bucks side, though. Yeah, man, Ousmane Dieng has looked great for him. And I've been seeing a lot of Milwaukee Bucks fans on Twitter alive again. They're talking again. In fact, they're not just talking. I'm seeing Bucks fans saying the Pistons don't want to see the Bucks in the first round. Because if you look at their standings right now, the Milwaukee Bucks are 2 seeds out from the play-in. And that's just a game and a half. The Hawks are horrible. So the Bucks right now are only a game and a half from making the play-in. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news to Hornets fans, but you know how I said I'm not worried about the Hornets whatsoever. It's going to be a sweep. I have to be honest with everybody. I'm a Pistons fan. You guys know that. I would rather verse the Hornets 100 times out of 100 than verse Milwaukee in the first round. Now, I know you guys are saying, Jay-Z, come on. And I'm being honest. It's not the Bucks that worry me. It's Giannis that worries me. I remember last time we versed him in the playoffs. We had Blake Griffin in his career year. Giannis is the best player in the East. Cade Cunningham is the best player in the East this year. But ignoring Giannis, only because he was hurt, Giannis is still the best player in the East. So I'm telling you, as a Pistons fan, the Bucks can definitely take a couple games off the Pistons, and I mean that with all my whole chest. You know why? They have three-point shooting, elite three-point shooting, and they also have Giannis Antetokounmpo, okay? They're really only good at three-point shooting. They're fifth in the, they're second in three-point percentage. They're bad at everything else. So whether I'm just scared of Giannis, man. That guy's a different animal. And that's the thing. The fact that I'm saying that they can take a game or two is telling, because the Hornets at most would take a game at most. And that's if they hit 25 threes in a night. But the Bucks have Giannis Antetokounmpo, and you cannot deny Giannis healthy against any team in the NBA is a problem. Giannis can beat any team in the NBA, not in a series, but in multiple games. I don't care who he's up against. As long as he got three-point shooting around him, which he does, there you go. Okay, back to props to the Bucks for winning that game. But what I got to talk about is Chet Holmgren. I got to be honest, everybody. I was so up on Chet at the start of this year. And with all due respect, I'm not nearly as up as I was. His three-point percentage has dropped below 35%. He's only shooting, and I say only, he's only shooting 56% as a 7'1" guy. He has not been that prolific to me. I gotta be honest. I don't mean any disrespect. I think Chet might be a cool guy. He doesn't suck, but he's definitely not impressing me the way I thought he would. You know what I mean? He's not ass. He's not bad, but he's not making that leap. And now he's only 23, and that's okay. He missed his first full year in the NBA. I really think he needs to add muscle. I think when you look at Wemby, obviously it's harder for Wembanyama to add muscle, and yet he's muscly. He's if you guys have seen Wemby, he's ripped. He really is ripped. Chet has not made any effort and getting bigger since he's been in the NBA. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm not going to tell you that Chet is ass. I'm not going to tell you that Chet is horrible or overrated, but he definitely doesn't worry me like Wemby worries me. You know what I mean? Like Wemby, you can't bet against that man. Let's say the Spurs didn't have Wemby, okay? I'm not worried about that team whatsoever. They can be the top seed in the West, number 1 seed in the West without Wemby. I'm not worried about that team. Just having Wembanyama on that team makes them that you can't doubt the lack of experience. Because while the Spurs have no experience, they have Wembanyama. And I don't think the Thunder can say the same about Chet Holmgren. I got to be honest, y'all. Shea is the MVP. If he misses enough games, then give it to Cade. But Shea's the MVP, man. That guy and what he's doing this year needs to stop getting put down. He's averaging 32 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.5 steals, a block, 55% from the field. Same percentage as Chet Holmgren. 39% from three and 90% from the free throw line. Come on, man. Come on. If he misses enough games, give it to Cade. I'm being told you mean Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's having a fantastic year. But Cade Cunningham has led his team from 8 wins by the All-Star break to having the highest win percentage in the entire NBA right now. So you can tell me that Jaylen is better than Cade, but the storyline is there. The Pistons have the best record going into the All-Star break. I think even my Celtics fans in my Twitch chat will tell you if Shea misses enough games, then Cade should 100% get the MVP nod. It's not Jalen Brunson. It's not Jaylen Brown. It's not Luka. I can guarantee you that. It would be Cade Cunningham. Now, those are pretty much all my notes I have on that game. But what I will say is I have another note on the Dallas Lakers game. I was watching this one, and it was pretty ugly. I won't lie. It was pretty ugly. I'll be honest, y'all. I'll be honest. It was sort of sad. I fell asleep before this game ended. Can I just say, Stan Van Gundy, I don't care that Austin Reeves is undrafted. I don't care. He's not really undrafted. He's not really undrafted. Stop telling me that Austin Reeves can be the best undrafted player in NBA history. Stop telling me that. It's Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace is the best undrafted player in NBA history. Stop telling me it's Austin Reeves. In case you guys don't know, Austin Reeves shouldn't even have went undrafted. He told the Pistons to not draft him. He told his agent to tell the Pistons to not draft him. I'm being told in the TikTok, holy hell, I wasn't even going to join you. You have no ball knowledge. I have no ball knowledge, right? But Ben Wallace, who's the only undrafted player in NBA history, isn't the best undrafted player? TV clips in the TikTok. You tell me who you believe the best undrafted player in NBA history is. Austin Reeves technically should not be considered undrafted. Ben Wallace is the only undrafted player in NBA history. TikTok told me, you got it, bro. Ben Wallace is better, whatever bro says. Wow, people are really upset that I said Ben Wallace, an NBA champion, a 4-time defensive player of the year, undrafted, actually undrafted, is the best player in NBA history. Undrafted player in NBA history. Point blank, period. I don't care how many times Stan Van Gundy says that Austin Reeves is undrafted. I don't care. He's a 4-time defensive player of the year. I don't know how many times all defensive. Austin Reeves should not technically be undrafted. I thought people missed the rags to riches storyline. I thought people missed that. I thought people missed when somebody had nothing, when somebody was overlooked, when somebody was disrespected and passed up by 60 other players in the NBA. He's the only undrafted player in NBA history that made the NBA Hall of Fame. And yet I'm being told that Austin Reeves, who has 0 accolades, is gearing up to be the best undrafted player in NBA history. He's 27 and hasn't done anything other than put the ball in a cylinder. It's truly fascinating. It's truly fascinating. I don't want to hear Stan Van Gundy say some shit like that ever again. Austin Reeves is a scorer. He's a scorer. But I guarantee you, Austin Reeves won't be there whenever Luka wins something in LA. If they win something in LA. That's my honest opinion. And yeah, I don't want to hear Stan Van Gundy call him undrafted anymore. Now, as far as LeBron goes last night, listen, y'all know I love LeBron. But he yelled at Austin Reeves for stealing his rebound last night because he wanted his triple-double. And LeBron stayed in the game in garbage time to make sure he got his triple-double because, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James is now officially the oldest player in NBA history to get a triple-double. Shout out LeBron, man. He can do whatever he wants. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Shout out LeBron. Rui had a really good game. I love when Rui takes the pump fake at the 3 and just pulls up for a confident mid-ranger. Very, very nice. And another thing I want to say is, like, Najee Marshall is undrafted. He's undrafted. He's actually undrafted. People are telling me down 15 with 5 minutes left is garbage time. My brother in Christ. Okay, TikTok chat. He was in the game with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. I got to be honest, TikTok chat, I'm done reading any of your guys' messages today, okay? If you guys want to talk to me about hoops, if you want to claim that you know basketball, that you know ball, we're live on Twitch, Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio. We're not reading the TikTok chat anymore. I can't waste another 5 seconds reading negative ball knowledge. If you guys want to talk with me, come to the Twitch stream. What's the Twitch stream, Jay-Z? It's Jay-Z Uncut. Click the little profile picture. Click the link in my bio. Come to the Twitch. We will not stop going live on TikTok because that's how I found you. That's how I found you. That's how I found you. The smart people come to the Twitch stream. Plain and simple. That's why I go live on TikTok. It's just to poach the few people with brains who watch on TikTok. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. Because 98% of y'all, y'all really lack every part of the actual brain. So TikTok, if you guys are enjoying the stream, if you guys are enjoying the NBA talk, if you guys want to get involved with the conversation, be sure to leave the TikTok and come through to the Twitch stream. I would appreciate you very, very much. That's about all the takes I have from last night's games. There really wasn't anything else that happened. So be sure, again, if you guys are enjoying, to come through to the Twitch. That's Jay-Z Uncut, same name on TikTok. The link is in my bio, guys. Hope to see y'all come through. Let me know what team you're a fan of. We're still looking for some Dallas Mavericks fans. Obviously, they don't have Cooper Flagg. He's not playing in the Rising Star Challenge, unfortunately. That's really all I have from the games last night. There's not that, I mean, nothing really happened. Nothing really happened last night. I'll be real. The Bucks won, Lakers won, Trailblazers won. Let's move on to our next topic. But before we do, shout out to Jack. Shout out Jack for leaving the TikTok and coming through to the Twitch stream. I appreciate you very, very much, Jack. Shout out to you for leaving the TikTok and coming to the Twitch. Welcome to the actual community that knows ball. Good for you for leaving that stream. Guys, next topic. Next topic. I'm actually being told right now by somebody named Jack Brady. Yo, gonna unfollow after this. You soft as fuck for not reading TikTok comments. I don't care, Jack. Have a nice day. I truthfully don't care. Fuck a TikTok chat. So let's continue and talk about what we got to talk about. Our next headline is the Jazz and Pacers were fined for intentionally tanking. Now, in case you guys don't know, Shams posted last night that the NBA has fined the Utah Jazz $500,000 and the Indiana Pacers $100,000 related to the management of the roster for the recent games. Okay? Now, what does that mean? On February 7th and 9th, the Jazz removed Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr. and Jusuf Nurkic before the beginning of the fourth quarter and did not return them to the game. They were up by, I think, 12, and then they ended up losing that game to the Magic because they took out their best players who were winning. The Pacers were fined for violating the player participation policy for holding out Pascal Siakam and 2 other starters on February 3rd. So this is happening. This is happening. We should have seen this coming. Now, I got to be honest, guys, in case you don't know, the Thunder, Sam Presti, actually made a call to the NBA, right? He actually made a call to the NBA and was complaining that the Jazz were intentionally tanking. In case you guys don't know, the Jazz, if they don't get a top 8 pick in the NBA draft, they lose their pick to the OKC Thunder. That's not a joke. That is 100% genuine news. So Sam Presti snitching, he's talking about, hey, we don't want to lose our pick. We don't want to lose our pick. They're tanking on purpose. So by doing so, the NBA fined the Jazz. Now, of course, the Pacers, they've been doing it almost all season long. This person's hurt, that person's hurt, that person's hurt. They're sitting out a lot of people, and they got fined for it. As far as the Jazz go, that was obvious. Everyone knew they did that shit on purpose, and that's the way she goes, man. That's genuinely the way she goes. So when you look at this tanking and you try to come up to a solution, right? You try to realize and figure it out for yourself what it is. What is the solution to fix this? What do you think that they can do to avoid this happening again? And I got to be honest with everybody, there's not much they can do. When you look at what's happening with all the protections and all of the picks and all of this going there and there and there, the protections have made tanking so much easier. You don't want to lose this, right? You don't want to lose that pick. So now in order to keep your pick, you have to keep losing. Look at the Indiana Pacers. Their pick is only protected 1 to 4. And if they fall 5 to 9, their pick goes to the Clippers. So now the Pacers have to be bad. Otherwise, they will lose their pick. So this brings us back to the topic of tanking. In yesterday's episode, we talked about possible ways you could avoid tanking from continuing to happen. And a recent report yesterday, the NBA is discussing creating a tournament among lottery teams to determine draft order in order to stop tanking. Now, Adam Silver, bro, I got to be honest, man. You're losing all credibility with this shit. The play-in, I'll give it to you. That was a great idea. The play-in was a great idea. Nobody will disagree. I think we all agree the play-in was a great idea. The in-season tournament, I don't think this is a hot take. I think we all agreed that was a good idea. It makes basketball in its most boring part of the season enjoyable. Something to play for, something to watch. I enjoy the in-season tournament. It doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, but it's enjoyable. But what about this? Because as we know, Adam Silver is trying to make this league more like a soccer league. I'll be honest with everybody. He loves tournaments. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think this one is a good idea. Let's just think about this real quick. The Sacramento Kings, that are the worst team in the NBA, all their fault, by the way. It was all their fault that they're that bad. Are they going to beat, I guess, the Bucks in that sense? Would they beat the Bucks? It would be the worst team, the Wizards, versus the team that misses out of the play-in. I don't think we need another tournament. I don't think we need another one. I got to be honest. I don't know what the solution is going to be. I think relegation, that would never happen. It would never work in the NBA. KG mentioned a take yesterday that maybe they will judge your lottery odds on being based off of your wins after the All-Star league. I have another idea. What if, instead of all of this shit, you just do a cycle? This year, the Hornets get the number 1 pick. Next year, the Hawks get the number 1 pick. The following year, the Rockets get the number 1 pick. Why don't we just do that? It will fix tanking altogether. Will it not? Now, it might be difficult to win because you're young players, you don't know. Like, if you're bad, you don't know. Like, what if the Wizards got the 30th pick this year? Well, if they want the number 1 pick, trade for it. People are telling me it's a horrible idea, and yet here we are. We have more than a third of the NBA that's tanking before the All-Star break. So, Liam, I apologize if it's a bad idea, but our current progress is not working. We have over a third of the NBA right now tanking before the NBA All-Star game. So I don't know what you think. Let's just look around. Wizards tanking, Pacers tanking, Nets tanking, Bucks we're trying to tank, Bulls tanking, Hawks tanking. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 teams in the East. Let's look at the West. Kings tanking, Pelicans tanking for nothing. They traded their pick. The Jazz tanking, Mavs tanking, Grizz tanking. The Clippers were trying to tank, but they couldn't. They weren't getting good offers on Kawhi. So when you look at this entire thing, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 teams tanking before the All-Star break. 12 franchises, 12 cities that can't root for their team. If you don't want to count the Pelicans, fine, because they lost their pick. You have 11 teams that are tanking. I don't know what you guys can say. I don't think any idea is a bad idea. I'm being told by the TikTok that they aren't all tanking. Okay. My point being, you have a third of the league tanking right now. You have a third. I'm being told some teams are just naturally bad. Yes, the Kings were constructed horribly. The Pelicans traded their pick. Horrible move. The Jazz tanking. The Mavericks tanking. The Grizzlies tanking. The Clippers traded everybody, and they got pennies on the dollar offers for Kawhi, so they didn't trade Kawhi. The Wizards tanking. Pacers tanking. Nets tanking. Bulls tanking. Hawks tanking. Like these, I don't know what more I can say. TikTok, if you guys know anything about basketball, come to the Twitch stream. I'm not reading any of those messages in there. If you guys want to talk with me, come to the Twitch. It's Jay-Z Uncut. The link is in my bio. I hope to see you guys come through. I'm not bothering with the TikTok chat anymore. If you guys want to talk with me, if you want to prove to me that you know things about basketball, come to the Twitch stream. I'm being told that Logic clearly knows more than me. Okay, buddy, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm not reading the TikTok chat anymore. If you guys want to talk with me, if you guys want to talk hoops, if you guys want to get involved with people that know basketball, be sure to come through to the Twitch stream. That's Jay-Z Uncut. The link is in my bio. If you guys want to come through to the Twitch, click the profile picture at the top left. Click the profile picture there and click the link in my bio right there to come through to the Twitch stream. We'd love to have y'all, man. Get away from all the morons in the TikTok stream. We'd love to have y'all. I'd like to give special shout outs. I'm being told that nobody's going to the TikTok, but here we go. Dark Laser and Knowing Part 2. Shout out to both you legends for leaving the TikTok stream and coming through to the Twitch stream. I appreciate you very, very much. Shout out to all the legends leaving the TikTok, like my boy Laser and Knowing for coming to the Twitch. Much love, boys. We're very happy to have y'all over here. Welcome. I'm very happy for y'all and proud of y'all for leaving the brain dead chat that is TikTok chat. They lack every brain cell imaginable. Whew. All right, this guy asked me a question in the Twitch stream. What if they just make a committee like the college does for the top 25? I have it for the bottom teams, and they rank the worst teams off. No, that's the issue. That doesn't fix tanking. Now, I'll be honest, right? I'll be honest. When you look at this entire NBA, look at the teams that struggle, right? Let's look at the teams that have tanked and now where they're at now, right? Let's look if they actually tanked. Now, the Thunder, they tanked, but it wasn't unethical. The Pistons, they tanked. It was not unethical. They were just bad, right? The Spurs, they tanked. Wasn't unethical. They were just bad. They were resetting. The Knicks, they were bad for fucking 30 years, so that's not tanking. When you look at all of these teams, they like the team that stands out that was the most unethical tank is the 76ers. And that's what changed the lottery for good. So clearly that didn't work. That didn't work at all. We got some good comments from the TikTok that came to the Twitch stream. Okay, so let me shout out some. Liam said, I just came from TikTok. The logic is flawed because the Thunder and Pistons tanked for years and now they're the best teams in basketball. He said that's how it works. You're really bad for a period of time and build through the draft because you get high picks. Liam, I'd like to say the Pistons, that wasn't an unethical tank. They were just horrible. As a Pistons fan, I'm telling you, the Pistons were a really bad basketball team. We gambled. Stan Van Gundy traded everything for Blake Griffin. And when Blake Griffin died on the court, they couldn't succeed anymore. So as a Pistons fan, I'm telling you, that was not unethical whatsoever. They didn't tank to get there. Stan Van Gundy traded their entire future for Blake Griffin. And when it didn't work out, we were bad. Very bad. Danny, shout out to Danny, who left the TikTok and came through to the Twitch stream. I appreciate you, Danny. We're only reading the Twitch chat, guys. Be sure you join the Discord if you do come to the Twitch. Danny said the tanking problem is like this right now because this draft class is loaded, to be honest. Next year, only like 5 teams will be tanking, but you can't tell me that's not an issue. You can't tell me that's not an issue. It used to be 2 teams. But ever since the process and the lottery getting jacked up, look what happened to the Pistons. They got the number 1 pick in Cade Cunningham, and then they got the 5th pick in Jaden Ivey, and then they got another 5th pick in Asar Thompson, and then they got another 5th pick in Ron Holland. And then the Thunder, they scammed the Clippers and got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out of that. Sharks in the Twitch stream said everyone that doesn't make the playoffs just gets an even. I think low key, bro. That's basically how it is at this point, though. The worst team in the NBA has not gotten the first pick since they changed the lottery, guys. Y'all realize that, right? The worst team has not gotten the number 1 pick. How long has the Pistons been like bottom seed in the East? They were the bottom for I don't know how many years. 2020 to 2024. 4 years. The Pistons, by the old accounts, should have Cade Cunningham and Victor Wembanyama right now, but because of the 76ers and their trust the process arc, they don't. The problem is teams that tank will have a higher ceiling than a team that doesn't. The likes of the Lakers are stuck right now in a weird position. The Lakers have never built through the NBA draft. You can't tell me the last pick the Lakers got in the draft. Technically Kobe, I think. Technically, but the Hornets drafted him. All this talking about the draft is making me remember UNLV legend Anthony Bennett. Right. Showtime, thank you for the big follow on Twitch. I appreciate you very, very much. Andrew Bynum, sure, I guess. Yeah, I guess you're right. Andrew Bynum. Yeah. Did they draft Andrew Bynum? They probably did, yeah. And end of the first round, maybe. But yeah, Lakers just build off their name. They don't really build through the NBA draft. I mean, if we're talking Andrew Bynum, that was what, 20 years ago? Probably 20 years ago. So that's about all the tank talk I can handle for now, ladies and gentlemen. That's about all I got. Unfortunately, none of us really have a solution. I think Adam Silver has his work cut out for him because this is not an easy decision. Here's the thing. If you give all non-playoff teams the equal chance, then you'll just make sure you don't make the playoffs. You'll still have the same amount of teams doing that. And yeah, I guess it's because this is a loaded draft, but at the same time, that's no excuse. I don't know how you solve it. It's an ongoing conversation. My Sixers got sold by Evan Turner, Andrew Bynum, Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons, etc. You guys had the most number 1 picks. Like, that's not your fault. You guys made bad picks, right? You forgot Jahlil Okafor in that mix. The 76ers ruined the draft for all of the worst teams in the NBA. And I'm saying that as a fan of the 76ers. You guys tried losing year after year after year. Your player, Nerlens Noel, good call. Yeah, you guys just made the wrong picks, plain and simple. The 76ers should still be the best team in the NBA, but unfortunately, you guys just made the bad picks. So I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you want me to say. Shout out to you as well for leaving the YouTube and coming to the Twitch stream, bro. If you guys are enjoying in the TikTok, be sure to leave the TikTok and come through to the Twitch stream. We'd love to have y'all over here, guys. We're getting in some serious basketball conversations right now. We'd love to see you guys come through to the Twitch. Again, that's Jay-Z Uncut, the same name on TikTok, on Twitch. Just click the link in my bio or go to the Purple app and look up Jay-Z Uncut. We'd love to have y'all over here, man. We'd love to have y'all over here. If you guys did make your way into the Twitch, remember, if you watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will gift you a $5 subscription so you no longer get ads. Guys, if we can get a Discord link in the chat as well so that they can join our Discord, I would appreciate that very, very much. Be sure to join the Discord as well. Y'all are lacking right now. Side note, but how do you think the overall product of the NBA is? They can do a lot to get it better, but unfortunately, we don't have time for that segment for now. Guys, we talked about tanking a lot. I think it's time we talk about the All-Star Weekend. And I know, boo, the All-Star Weekend. I think it's time we talk about the All-Star Weekend. So up first, I got to give a special shout out to my homie Plants. I saw Plants follow on TikTok and he just followed on Twitch. Plants, I appreciate you, my boy. Thank you so much for leaving the TikTok and coming through to the Twitch stream. I appreciate it very, very, very much. Okay, let's talk about the All-Star Weekend, guys. I am full on losing my fucking voice right now. Full on. Plants, I appreciate you for dropping the follow. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. It really, really means a lot. Be sure to join the Discord, guys. I still see nobody has posted the Discord link in the chat. Just type in ! Discord for me, please. Get these guys to join the Discord. All right. Let's move on to All-Star Weekend. So starting with today's events, okay? Let's go in order what we got going on in the All-Star Weekend. Can somebody also do me a favor and tell the guys who just got ads that if they watch for 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will reach into my own pocket and gift them a $5 subscription? Just let them know. Let them know. Somebody tell them that in case they didn't hear that. Let's start with tonight's events. We have the All-Star Celebrity Game. It's a basketball game with celebrities. Let's go through it. The coaches, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Alex Antetokounmpo, his brother, and Thanasis Antetokounmpo, with Mookie Betts. The coach of the other team is Anthony Anderson. I don't know who that is. Lethal Shooter, that's the guy that says, I understand it now. And Chris Brickley, I don't know who that is. Let's go through the players of these teams. Jenna Bandy, no idea. Shams is in this, which is cool. Shams, former NBA player, former My Team legend, Taco Fall. Rome Flynn, I don't know who that is. Keegan Michael Key. Is that Key and Peele? Jeremy Lin. Rick Schnall, I don't know who that is. Dylan Wang, I don't know who that is. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Lions, as you guys know. He's one of our Lions receivers. And he can apparently dunk. It's going to be, I'm not watching this game, by the way. Kafu, don't know who that is. Glorilla, I think rapper and Brandon Ingram's girlfriend. The other team, Bad Shah, I don't know who that is. Cody Jones, don't know who that is. Andre DeGrassi, is that the space guy? The black guy? You guys know him? No, that's Neil deGrasse. I don't know who. Okay, I don't know who that is. Matt Ishbia, Michigan resident, current owner of the Phoenix Suns. Simu Liu, don't know who that is. Is Mustard DJ Mustard? That's cool. Adrian Nunez, I'm assuming soccer player, that might be racist. Taylor Frankie Paul, Chris Paul's cousin. White Chocolate is in this. Okay. White Chocolate. I can get behind that. Again, I'm not watching this. Keenan Allen. No, Tim Allen's brother. I don't know. Nicholas Vancine Berge. That sounds like some ointment medication. If you guys want to watch that, that is on ESPN and NBA League Pass. tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay. The next event is the Rising Stars event. Oh my God, my voice is fucking cooked. Hold on. The Rising Stars. I'm not talking all fucking weekend, bro. We have Team Carmelo Anthony, Stefan Castle, Donovan Clingan, Jeremiah Fears, Cooper Flagg, who will not be playing, Dylan Harper, Colin Murray Boyles, and Reed Shepard. Team Vince Carter, Montez Buzelis, Cedric Howard, Eeyore Yeoman, VJ Edgecombe, Keyshawn George, Derek Queen, Jalen Wells. Team T-Mac, Trey Johnson, Con Knips, AJ Mitchell, Alex Sarr, Cam Spencer, Jalen Tyson, and Khalil Ware. And then Team Austin Rivers, I believe this is the G League team. Sean East II, Ron Harper Jr., David Jones-Garcia. I like David Jones-Garcia. He's a hooper. Yannick Conan Niederhauser, Elijah Martin, Tristan Newton, and Yang Hansen. Now, Ron Holland, huge snub. Ron Holland should be here, but unfortunately he doesn't get the minutes that any of these guys do. Ron Holland doesn't start, but Ron Holland should be here. That is tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on Peacock. Again, I probably won't be watching. And then after that, it's like Hampton U and North Carolina Soggies men basketball teams are headed to the, I don't know what that is. Let's move on to Saturday's events. All right. Let's move on to the Saturday events. Up first, we have the 3-point contest. I'm happy that they're headlining with this. 3-point contest never disappoints. 3-point contest is always pretty much the best one. We have Devin Booker, who is shooting at an all-time low from 3 this year. Devin Booker is shooting almost below 30% from 3. Con Knips, rookie phenom, who's averaging 42% from deep this year, on 8 attempts per game, most attempts per game by any rookie ever. Damian Lillard, who is currently out due to an Achilles injury, is playing in this. I don't know how to feel about that. Tyrese Maxey, all-star from the Philadelphia 76ers, leading his team. Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland, Spida. Jamal Murray, first-time all-star from the Denver Nuggets. Bobby Portis, our one big man. Bobby's been lights out this year, to be honest. I don't know how he'll do in this, but Bobby Portis, baby. And then Norman Powell. Now, of this entire list, I know Devin Booker's having a really off year. Out of this whole list, I think Norman Powell might be the worst out of all of them. Now, hear me out. It's not because he's the worst shooter. In fact, he's arguably the best shooter on this list. But Norman Powell has such an in-game shot. If you guys watch Norm, he pulls that thing and jumps so high. I don't know how he's going to shoot in this contest, but he's not going to be jumping as high as he normally does on his jump shot. Congrats to Big Norm for getting his all-star, but I don't know how he'll do in this contest because he gets a lot of air. If you guys want my prediction on who I believe is going to win, I think my pick, I don't think Tyrese Maxey is going to win. Tyrese Maxey shoots better off the dribble. Bro, is it crazy that I'm going to say Con Knipple? Is that crazy? As a rookie, I got to be honest with everybody. When I was at the Hornets-Pistons game on Monday, I don't remember a rookie who scared me so much every time he touched the ball. I can't tell you the last rookie that I was terrified of every time he touched the ball. Well, that's Con Knipple this year for me. Every time that guy touched the ball, I was terrified. We'll see. I don't know. I think I might go with Con Knips. If you guys want to watch that, that starts at 5 p.m. tomorrow on NBC and Peacock. I still don't understand how Damian Lillard is competing in this. I don't know, but he's in it. Up next, we have, this might be a contrary to belief. I like this. I like this one. They haven't done the Kia Shooting Stars in 11 years, and they brought it back in place of the skills challenge. And I like this one. Honestly, it does enough. You know, I think this one's fun. It's goofy. If, in my opinion, it's better than the skills challenge. Basically, each player shoots like a certain amount of times from a spot, and then they finish with a half-court shot, and the team that makes all the shots fastest wins. You guys remember, Chris Bosh was a legend at this. I think Chris Bosh might have been a multiple-time winner with Dominique Wilkins, and I forgot the woman that they played with. But Chris Bosh was a legend at this. The teams are as follows. Team All-Star. You have Scotty Barnes, my baby. I'm gonna do the call out. Richard Rip Hamilton. If you guys know, you know. Chet Holmgren is on that team as well. Up next, you have the Team Knicks. You have Jalen Brunson, legend Allen Houston, and Karl Anthony Towns. Up next, you have Team Cameron. I don't know why it's called Team Cameron. Oh, I know why. That's isn't that the building of the Duke house? I think it is. Yeah, all these guys went to Duke, and they probably can't call themselves Team Duke because they don't have the licensing to call them Team Duke. So you have Team Cameron. Con Knips again. Okay, they're calling Corey Maggette legend here. I'm not calling Corey Maggette a legend, bro. Did you guys know that Corey Maggette, when he was on the Detroit Pistons, I was like 12 years old when he was on the team, and I didn't know why we stopped playing Corey Maggette. We signed him for a 1-year deal. I didn't know why we stopped playing him. But apparently, Corey Maggette punched the absolute fuck, excuse my French, out of Kyle Singler, his Duke brother. Kyle Singler was a second-year player on our team, and he cracked him. He knocked him out, lights out. And we just found out the story from former teammate Charlie Villanueva on his podcast. And now Kyle Singler is like schizophrenic. Yeah, I'm not calling Corey Maggette a legend. I'll say former player in the NBA, Corey Maggette. And Jalen Johnson. Up last, we have Team Harper. Now, this one's fun. You have Dylan Harper, rookie of the San Antonio Spurs. Legend, Ron Harper, champion with the Chicago Bulls. And I think, did Ron Harper win with the Spurs? Correct me if I'm wrong. And then Ron Harper Jr. as well. I think that's a fun team. I think that's really, really cool. Love seeing the family in here. I know Ron Harper played with the Spurs, if I'm remembering correctly, I think. But I'm not sure if he won with David Robinson and Tim Duncan. I'm not sure. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. And then up last, guys, we have the NBA Slam Dunk competition. Bro, do I need to say anything about this one? Do I need to say anything, guys? Genuinely. Do I? You have Carter Bryant, Jackson Hayes, Keyshawn Johnson, and Jace Richardson. To show you how much people don't care about this dunk contest, when the Magic announced that Jace Richardson will be in the dunk contest, Jace Richardson quoted that tweet and said, I guess, with the shrug emoji. Now, I did some research. Guys. I did some research. Do you know how many dunks these four guys have combined this NBA season? I did some absolute sicko research. They have under 50 dunks total this year. Now, Jackson Hayes has the most with 25. The other three guys have a combined total between the three of them of 12. So they have 37 dunks total. Total between the four of them this year. Now, in case you guys don't know, Jalen Duren was supposed to be in this one, but he eventually admitted that he has knee soreness. As you guys know, Jalen Duren missed a couple games before his suspension. Actually, the game he got suspended that I was at in Charlotte was his return game because he missed a couple games previously with knee soreness. So they lost Jalen Duren, who was going to be their headliner, and now they have Jackson Hayes, who's really the headliner of this. In case you guys don't know, Jackson Hayes has also been outed, and there's video proof of him, I believe, verbally abusing his significant other. So another guy I'm not rooting for. Sounds like a piece of shit person. Shout out Jace Richardson, though. His dad is Jason Richardson, in case you guys didn't put two and two together. And Jason Richardson gave us one of the greatest dunk contests of all time. In fact, I guarantee that Jace Richardson at one point or another in this dunk contest will put on his daddy's jersey. Right? I think that's a pretty safe bet. That's a pretty safe bet that he's going to put on his daddy's Warriors jersey in this dunk contest. That's going to be the final one. And honestly, how far have the mighty fallen, man? How far have the mighty fallen? We have guys averaging 3 points per game, 5 points per game, and 6.5 points per game in the dunk contest, man. Yeah. This is not looking good, y'all. This ain't looking good. This is probably going to be one of the worst dunk contests of all time, but we'll see. I'm ready to eat my words. Since we have low expectations, then maybe it'll be better than we thought. Yeah, I mean, we had 2016. I heard that Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine were going to do it, but since Aaron Gordon got hurt, they said no. They were going to do a 10-year anniversary of their first ever dunk contest. Now, after that, there's a G League game. Listen, if you care, pause the stream, but I'm sorry. Shout out those guys. And then finally on Sunday, we have the All-Star game. Or sorry, should I say games? We have the All-Star games, okay? I'm going to go through all the All-Stars, as we've done already, and then I'm going to go over the replacements. So, on the Stars team, because there's 3 teams, y'all. You have Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker. Actually, let me test my ball knowledge and see how many All-Stars these guys have. I'm probably not going to get these right. Scotty Barnes, 2-time All-Star. Devin Booker, maybe 6-time All-Star, 7. Cade Cunningham, 2-time All-Star. Jalen Duren, 1st-time All-Star. Anthony Edwards, maybe 3rd-time All-Star. Chet Holmgren, maybe 2nd-time All-Star. Jalen Johnson, 1st-time All-Star. Tyrese Maxey, is that his 1st time? 1st-time starter, but is that his 1st All-Star? Maybe. Yeah, I'll say 2nd for Tyrese. No, 1st. I'll say 1st. And then head coach of the Detroit Pistons, JB Bickerstaff. So they have 3 Pistons on this team. Thank you guys for correcting me because I'm not going to get all of these right. And then we have USA Stripes, Jaylen Brown. Maybe I shouldn't have said this. I'm going to say 5-time All-Star. Jalen Brunson, maybe 4-time All-Star? 3? 4? I'll say 3. Kevin Durant. Oh, man. 17-time All-Star? This is where it gets difficult, man. De'Aaron Fox, I think it's a 2nd-time All-Star. He's an injury replacement for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Brandon Ingram, this is his 2nd All-Star game. In fact, he hasn't been an All-Star in 6 years. He replaced Stephen Curry. So you have De'Aaron Fox replacing Giannis, Brandon Ingram replacing Curry. Let's continue. LeBron James, what is it? 22nd All-Star. Kawhi Leonard, maybe 13-time All-Star. Donovan Mitchell, maybe 5. I think you guys gave up on correcting me. I'll say 6. No. 4? 4. I'll say 4-time All-Star. And Stephen Curry, maybe, what is it? 15? 15-time All-Star, maybe. And then you have their coach, Mitch Johnson of the San Antonio Spurs. And then we have our world team. We have Denny Avdia, 1st-time All-Star. Luka Doncic, my guess would be 5-time All-Star. Five. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who will not be playing. Alperen Sengun replaced him. Maybe Shai's third. Nikola Jokic, maybe 8-time, 9-time All-Star. You know what? I'm done guessing. Jamal Murray, first time. Norman Powell, first time. Alperen Sengun, like I said, is replacing Shai. I think second time. Even though he quite literally does not deserve it. Have you guys seen this guy's stats? I've showed y'all already. Alperen Sengun is having a horrible year. He is averaging below 50% from the field, below 30% from three, and below 70% from the free throw line. Pascal Siakam, Karl Anthony Towns, Victor Wembanyama, and of course Giannis Antetokounmpo, who won't be playing with head coach Darko Rajic. Okay, the Toronto coach. Okay, I'm being told by the TikTok that Sengun is elite. You don't know ball. Shut the fuck up. Like, actually, stop fucking talking to me. Shooting below 50%, below 30% from three, and below 70% from the free throw line. And I was told that he was going to have a career year. And instead, all he does is call female referees bitches and also foul baits every play of every game. TikTok, I'm actually going to end your stream. So if you guys want more stream, come to the Twitch stream. All right? Come to the Twitch stream. Link in my bio. Love to see you guys come through to the Twitch. Jay-Z Uncut. He's not bad, but he's not elite. I am ending the TikTok. If you guys want to talk more hoops and listen to more hoops, we're still live on Twitch. Same name on Twitch. Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. Link in my bio. Bye, TikTok. Alperen Sengun's, he's okay. Elite? He was an all-star reserve, baby. That ain't elite. That's a top 30 player in the NBA. Okay. And now, if you guys are wondering how this setup is going to work, the first game is World versus Stars at 5 p.m. on Sunday. After that, the winner of World versus Stars will verse the Stripes. And I'm not sure I understand this fully, but the loser of game one will verse the Stripes again. I don't know why. And then the All-Star Championship. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I can tell you, but I don't know. I'm tired of this. I'm tired, boss. I am. I'm really tired. I don't know. I just want Cade Cunningham and now Jalen Duren to play in a real All-Star game. Am I crazy for wanting that? We don't care. The fans don't care. I don't know how you fix the All-Star. I think just give it up. Like who cares? Like, doesn't the NFL just play flag football at this point? I think NFL Pro Bowl is just flag football. At least football knows that it doesn't matter, right? I think they know that it doesn't matter. I think Silver needs to just realize that this doesn't matter. You don't need to hype it up as much as you do, in my opinion. You know? Yeah. I'll probably watch. I will be watching just so I can see Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren. I think all of you guys agree. If you have a player in the All-Star game, you probably will be watching. I'll tell you this much. If Cade and Duren were not in this, I'm not watching. And last year, I was excited to watch Cade be a first-time All-Star, and all I saw was him play for 2 minutes. He got a steal and a dunk on Wemby. That's it. So, Kevin Durant said it best last year. He wanted to see, he apologized to Cade Cunningham in an interview together, saying, I'm sorry you couldn't get a real thing. Instead, we got this dumb BS. And I agree. I agree. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's episode. If you guys did enjoy, podcast listeners, be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. On top of all of that, we ended the TikTok stream, so there's no point in saying anything to them. But YouTube, we're still live on Twitch, so I hope you guys do come through to the Twitch stream. I got nothing left to say, guys, except we'll be back Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, as always, watching, listening. It truly means a lot. Twitch chat, nobody go anywhere. I mean it. Twitch, do not leave. All right? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And as always, guys, thank you for watching / listening. Enjoy All-Star Weekend. Enjoy your weekend overall. And I'll catch you guys